We travel by Santa-Light deep to the North Pole for a visit with Santa Claus in his workshop.
Santa Claus is happy, happy, happy. Santa Claus is jolly.
Is that you, Santa?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Santa. Yes, I'm inside now, dear. Oh, hello, boys and girls. I didn't know you were here, or I would have come in sooner. I was outside feeding the reindeer a healthy snack of oats and grain. Good, healthy food helps them build up strength for the long trip we'll be taking soon. Just like the healthy food your mother gives you that helps you grow and run and play. Right, Mrs. Santa? Come with me and we'll go meet Mrs. Santa. We'll have to go this way, right by the reindeer stalls, because, well, remember I told you I was out feeding the reindeer when you came in, so we won't see any right now. These stalls are used at night, or when the weather outside gets really bad, or when one of the reindeer gets a cold, or when I groom them. You know, that's like Mom brushing your hair, when I groom them for parades or such. Now, you see, here's Prancer's stall, and over here is Dancer's, and of course all the rest are right down this hallway. There are a lot of rooms here at the workshop, so I'll have to find out which one Mrs. Santa is in. Then I can take you to there to meet her. Mrs. Santa, where are you? Mrs. Santa?
I'm in the kitchen, Santa. I'm finishing up a little surprise for you. You just go in by the fireplace and get warm. I'll be right in. Hello. It's so nice to see you. I'm so happy you could come and visit us. You probably heard me say that I have a little surprise for Santa, and I do. It's this hot chocolate. But I have a big surprise for him, too. You know how Santa just loves cookies, don't you? Well, now, don't you tell him, but I'm making Santa a batch of his very favorite cookies. And that will be a big surprise. You see, he'll think this hot chocolate is the surprise, but it's not. Well, maybe a little one. So remember, now, don't you tell.
I can hardly wait to see what Mrs. Santa's surprise is. Mrs. Santa does that to me a lot, surprising me with this and surprising me with that. And it's a lot of fun being surprised. And since I know how much fun it is to be surprised, that's why I enjoy surprising boys and girls all over the world at Christmas time. Well, I'd better place. I don't want to keep Mrs. Santa waiting. Oh, I love a surprise. I love a surprise. I love a surprise from Mrs. Santa. I love a surprise. Oh my, hot chocolate. Is that the little surprise?
Why, yes, this is the little surprise, but the big one will take a little longer. Oh, my goodness, Santa. I wasn't supposed to tell. Now I've gone and spoiled it.
No, Mrs. Santa, you haven't spoiled it. All I know is I have a surprise coming, but I don't know what it is. That makes me wonder all the more.
Why, that's just how the boys and girls are at Christmas time. They know they have a surprise coming, but they don't know what it is, and that makes them all the more excited, trying to guess what it is and feeling they can hardly wait.
Exactly. That's what makes surprises fun.
Well, since you were outside with the reindeer, I thought some hot chocolate by the fire would warm you up in a hurry.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, dear. What in the world is all that racket? Do you suppose one of the reindeer just came in?
No.
Hello, Santa. Excuse me for not knocking, but I'm in such a hurry, you know. Already some more letters from boys and girls everywhere. And from wherever. We have a lot coming in, you know. They just never seem to stop coming in. I thought you'd like to get these right away so you could read them in.
Oh, yes, Snow Mailman. We certainly do want to read them, and I'm so glad you keep bringing them to us. We don't want to miss any letters at all.
Santa, I'm so glad I have you in my mail route. The weather here is so nice. I just love the snow. The deeper it gets, the better I like it. My, it's awful in here. I just don't know how you can take it in here. It's so hot and all. Whew. I have to get back to the post office and get another sack of mail for you. Gosh, I don't know how you have time to read all these letters. There's so many, but you've been doing it a long time, so I guess I shouldn't worry. And neither should all the boys and girls who send you letters worry about them getting read. I just don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you do it. It's hard enough for me to deliver them to all of you, but of course, that's my job. Well, Santa and Mrs. Santa, I'd better get going. Besides being busy with your letters, it's hot in here, and I certainly don't want to melt on the job, or melt anywhere for that matter. So I'd better get going and get outside, out of this bad weather in here. I'd better hurry. Hurry. Goodbye, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas!
Bye, Snow Mailman. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
My land, Snow Mailman certainly works hard, doesn't he? I'm sure glad we have Snow Mailman because he brings us the mail here at the workshop. He can stay outside a long time to cover long distances here at the North Pole, and he makes sure we get every letter you boys and girls send.
Santa Snow Mailman is always in such a hurry. You know, I've asked and asked and asked him, but Snow Mailman has never stopped long enough to even have one little cup of hot chocolate, not even on the coldest of days. Oh, for goodness sake, I never thought of that. Why, he'd melt.
That's right, especially with your wonderful hot chocolate. You just can't stop drinking it.
You know, Santa, we'd better get busy reading this mail so we can get finished by the time Snow Mailman comes back.
You're right. We'd better get started. Let's see what we have here. Why, it's another letter from the United States of America. Dear Santa and Mrs. Santa, I have been a good girl. Thank you for making Christmas a happy time. Mommy had to help me write this letter. Oh, isn't that... Uh-oh, there's Toyboy ringing from the workshop. I'd better go see if something is wrong.
Okay, I hope everything is all right in the workshop, Santa.
Santa, I was just calling for you. The toy machine just stopped, so I thought you should know. Every time the toy machine stops, it wakes me up, you know. It gets so quiet in here, I can't sleep.
Well, Toyboy, it's good to have you around to listen for the toy machine when it stops. You know as much as anyone that we have to keep the toy machine going and going and going to make all the toys for the girls and boys. Do you know why it stopped?
I think the helpers turned it off to oil the gears, Santa.
Well, Toyboy, that's the safe thing to do. We should never try to repair or fix machinery while it's running because it's dangerous. But I'll check with the helpers just the same to make sure that everything is okay. Oh, helper number one! Helper number one! What happened? Why has the toy machine stopped?
Well, Santa, just like Toyboy told it, we stop, we thought. Machine, there's the oil too. It's smooth running at keep. We stop, Toy, just its machine, gear, oil.
Now, boys and girls, you won't be able to understand what my helper says because he speaks in elf language. He can understand me, and I can understand him. But most people can't make out what he's saying. But I'll tell you. He said just as Toyboy thought, they stopped the toy machine to oil the gears so the machine would run smoother. You were right, Toyboy. They're just oiling the gears, and any minute now, they'll turn the toy machine back on and keep making all those toys we'll need by Christmas Eve. So...
Santa, there's a spot. No need we read, can't we? Special, left-handed oil can too. Get 2, yeah, handed left special.
He says they need another oil can to reach a hard spot. I know just which one they need, so I'll go get it.
I'm sure glad we have Santa here at the workshop. He knows just where everything is when it's needed. He has lots of helpers, but he really needs to know what's happening so everything gets done in time. Oh, Here comes Santa now, and look what he's got.
Here you are, helper number 1. Will number 2 have to help this?
Santa, for the oil can. Help any need. Won't hour. No man, I can do this myself all by. Therefore, oil can won't need help yet.
Oh, he said thanks for the can, and he won't need any help. He can do this job all by himself. Well, Toyboy, you've been counting the days till we take off on our flight around the world with gifts for the boys and girls, haven't you?
Yes, I have, Santa, and it's getting closer and closer and closer.
And I understand you've been keeping track of all the toys and gifts that have been coming off the giant toy machine, too.
Oh, yes, Santa. I've been counting each and every toy and gift, and we're just a little ahead. And it looks like we're going to have enough this year.
Good work, Toyboy. They've turned the toy machine back on, Toyboy. There, that's better. As I said, they've turned the toy machine back on, so it sounds like everything is running smoothly.
That's great, Santa. I'll just go lay down by the wall and go to sleep. The sound of that toy machine makes me sleepy. Ooh.
Good night, Toyboy. Be sure to keep an eye, or should I say keep an ear out, for the toy machine.
Was there a big problem, Santa? Is everything all right? What was the matter, and why did the toy machine stop?
Well, now, that's a lot of questions for old Santa to answer. But no, there was no big problem. The elves stopped the machine just to oil the gears so everything would run all right, and Toyboy told me that we were doing fine in making all the toys and gifts this year, and that I shouldn't worry.
Oh, Toyboy's right. You do worry every year if there will be enough toys and gifts to go around. You know, every year, somehow, your helpers and elves manage to fill your sleigh to the brim, even if it does take right to the last minute. So you shouldn't worry as much as you do. It's not good for you, and we sure do need you.
You're right, I shouldn't worry about all the toys and gifts. But if I didn't worry, who would do the worrying that all these things got delivered to the right people at the right time?
Well, maybe the parents of the boys and girls would worry about it.
Mrs. Santa, I'm sure the parents already do their share of worrying, and besides, that's my job, to see that everything is all done, finished, and delivered. Then everyone is happy, happy, happy.
It's good to see you laugh again, Santa. Oh, my. I'd better get out to the kitchen. I just noticed the time.
Mrs. Santa's surprise sure smells good, doesn't it, boys and girls? I can hardly wait for it to be finished. It's just like I told Mrs. Santa, we all like surprises. Oh my, I almost forgot. It's time to check on the reindeer again to see if they're okay. So just stay there. I won't be long. There's nothing like a surprise, nothing like a surprise.
Ooh, do they smell good, and they look good, too. Oh, I bet Santa's going to love that with a nice, big, tall, cold glass of milk and... Well, hello again. Goodness, I'm sorry. This kitchen is a mess. But I'll bet Santa's going to love those cookies, and it's not going to be long before they're done. By the way, I want to thank you, too, for keeping that secret, remember? Oh, Santa's going to be so surprised when he sees these cookies, and he'll be even more surprised when he eats them because they're his very, very favorite cookies. I can hardly wait to surprise him. I think I'll go see if he'll be back. See if he's back.
Well, it looks like they're all okay and getting a little exercise as well. Mrs. Santa says it's not polite to wear my hat in the house. What do you think? Well, I wear it because I'm always dashing outside quickly or opening this window or that window to check on the reindeer or to see if the helpers make it to their homes all right. So if I took it on and off every time, I'd probably wear my hair off the top of my head, and I wouldn't want that. Come over a little closer to the window, and maybe you can get a quick look at the reindeer outside. There they are. Do you see them? They seem to be enjoying the snow with their families. Some are resting. Others are snacking. Oh, look, he's looking right at us. Oh, they all look healthy and fit as a fiddle. I'm sure they'll be ready to pull the sleigh come Christmas Eve. Good night, my friends. Oh, I'd better get back and read my mail before it gets too late.
What is that?
Oh, that's Near Deer tapping on the door to get out and play tag with the other reindeer before he goes to bed. I guess someone let him out. My, he was noisy tonight, wasn't he?
Oh, dear, why don't you tell our friends about Near Deer Santa?
All right. Let's see. I remember coming across Near Deer at this man's backyard. It was like a small farm, and maybe that's why Near Deer was so small. Near Deer managed to tap out a letter asking me for a job pulling the sleigh at Christmas. But you see, Near Deer is so small, even though he's got all the courage and all the will to do it, we're just going to have to wait a while until he's a little bigger. Near Deer is just like a lot of people who want to do things too early. And if we weren't here to look out for him, he might hurt himself trying to do things he's not ready to do yet. That's why we call him Near Deer, because he's almost a deer, but not quite. So Mrs. Claus and I and the elves take care of Near Deer, just like your parents take care of you until you grow up to be big. And of course, dear, you and I both know that Near Deer is doing all the things he's supposed to do, so when the time comes, he'll know what to do and how to do it as well. Oh my goodness, there's Toyboy signal that something's really wrong in the workshop. I'd better hurry to see what happened.
Dear. There he goes again. But then I'm used to Santa being busy and doing this and doing that to keep up with everything. As hard as he works looking after things, you'd think he'd wear down to nothing, but he just keeps on going.
Oh, hurry, Santa, hurry! There's really something wrong with the toy machine. It stopped right after this big noise, and there's a lot of smoke coming out of it and everything. All the elves are running around. You better hurry.
Well, thank you for your warning, Toyboy. We'll just have to see what the problem is. Oh, my goodness. All of this smoke. Helper number one, is everybody all right? Are you all right? Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Karen. And you here. We're just all right, everyone. Here, I broke the new oil. No coffee. Yes, broke everyone. Here, you.
Are they all right, Santa? Are they all right? What happened? What happened?
Oh, yes, Toyboy. Everybody's all right. They just had a gear break, and with the new oil they put on a while ago, it just caused some smoke. Oh, we just need a new gear, and everything will be fine.
Oh, Santa, do we have a new gear? I remember last summer you said we were getting low on gears.
That's right, Toyboy, but just a few weeks ago, helper number 2 took his elf crew down to the steel shop, and they made a big stack of new steel gears just in case this happened.
Oh, goody, goody. Then the toy machine won't be off very long.
See if you could lift that broken gear up to me so I could get a new one, helper.
Minutes ready, guys. We're over. Ready, yes, go, down. Here, down, me, over here, guys. Minutes ready, here, two, okay, over here.
That's right, helper number 1, right up here. Just a little more. Just a little more. There, I've got it. Now give it a little boost.
We can get back.
Oh, this is heavy. Uh-oh, Mrs. Santa's going to scold me for getting my gloves all dirty.
I've got a clean pair of gloves here for you, Santa, so don't worry. Just go get the new gear, and when you come back, I'll have them ready for you.
Well, thank you, Toy Boy, but I'll have to give my dirty gloves to Mrs. Santa, so when we wash the clothes, we can get these clean. Well, she'll probably remind me that I should put on work gloves when I work. Then I can tell Mrs. Santa I'd have to wear my work gloves all the time because I work all the time.
You better hurry and get that new gear, Santa, so we can get the toy machine working again.
You're right, Toy Boy. I'll go over to the steel hut and match up a gear this size and be right back. You keep an eye on things.
How do you keep an eye on things? I guess I could just spin around and around and look. Or maybe stretch out and look around. Maybe he meant to look into the workshop. It's still smoky in there. I won't look in there again until everything is fixed and the smoke is gone.
I'm back with the new gear, Toy Boy. Here it is, a brand new shiny gear for the toy machine. Why, Toy Boy, what happened to your eye? You have a dark ring around it.
Oh, that must have happened when I looked through the peephole into the workshop. It was so smoky in there. I probably look funny, don't I?
Yes, you certainly do. My goodness, Toy Boy, the things that happen to people when they're doing just ordinary things. If only we could always see the humorous or funny side, it would certainly be nice.
Santa, there's something, though, that's really not funny.
Oh, and what's that, Toy Boy?
The toy machine is broken down, and you've got the gear to fix it.
Oh, that's right, I have. Thanks for reminding me, Toy Boy. I'll get it to my helper right away. Helper number one, oh, helper number one, I've got the new gear for you.
We'll lift it up if you can, guys. Okay, Santa, count 3. Up, 2, 8, 1, lift up, down.
Here it is. Be careful, it's a little heavy. Just a little more. Can you stand on your tippy toes? Oh, just a minute. I'll stand on mine and stretch. Got it? Okay. Okay. Okay, take it easy. There you go. Ah. Well, Toy Boy, that should get them started pretty quickly.
I hope so. With all this excitement, I'm pretty tired. I can't wait till they turn the machine on so I can go back to sleep. Oh, Santa, I almost forgot your clean gloves. Just a minute, I'll get them for you. Here they are, just like new.
Thank you, Toy Boy. Thank you. You're sure a big help to me here at the workshop. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Okay, in place, gear G. Turn machine so toy up, wind the U. We can get back to work to back, up toy machine, down 10.
Oh, he wants me to wind up the toy machine motor so they can start. Do you have the key, Toy Boy?
Oh, yes, Santa, I have it. Just a minute. Here it is.
Thank you, Toy Boy. Now stand back while I wind up the toy machine. There it is. Okay, helper number one, now you can turn the machine on. Here's the key, Toy Boy. Take good care of it because we'll be needing it tomorrow. Well, that's done, Toy Boy. I think you'd better get some rest and clean off your eye.
Good night, Santa, and thanks for fixing the toy machine.
Oh, good night, Toy Boy, and sleep tight.
Did you get the toy machine fixed and running again, Santa?
Oh, yes, we did. With everyone doing their job, we got finished right away. Oh, thanks to Toy Boy and helper number one.
Well, do you have a big day planned for tomorrow?
Yes, we have reindeer rehearsals in the morning and then tryouts for reindeer stand-ins during the afternoon. Now, those are the reindeer that we would have to use if our regular ones got sick. So tomorrow is going to be a big, long day. I think I'll read just a few more letters. and then we'd better get to bed, so we'll be bright and ready to go tomorrow. Let's see, here's some more. You know, dear, as I read these letters from boys and girls all over the world asking for toys and gifts, I sometimes wonder if they remember what Christmas is all about.
I know what you mean, Santa. I just hope that the boys and girls remember that you're the symbol of giving gifts and toys, and that we celebrate Christmas because of the birth of the Christ child.
Yes, I wish every boy and girl knew the true meaning of Christmas.
Santa, would you do me a favor?
Yes, what is it?
Would you read to me again the story of Christmas? I just love to hear it.
Why, yes, I'd be happy to. I love the story, too. Could you hand me the book?
Yes. Here, the place is marked.
Yes, here it is. Let's see now. The story starts, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Quirinius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. And it came to pass that the angels were gone away from them into heaven. The shepherds said one to the other, Let us even now go unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which has come to pass, which the Lord has made known to us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph, and the babe lying in a manger. When they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child, and all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things, and pondered them in her heart. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, and Herod the king, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, and told them, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. When they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. When they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold, and frankincense, and myrrh.
What a lovely story, Santa. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone around the world would treat every day as if it were Christmas?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? But here's one way it could happen. I read you the story the way we like it. Now, if the boys and girls would ask their parents to read them the story of Christmas the way the parents would like for them to know it, then everyone would hear the story and know the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh, Santa, I just remembered my surprise for you in the kitchen. Oh, my, I hope it's all right.
While you're doing that, I'm going to check on the elves one last time to make sure they stop for the night.
Oh, look. The cookies look so good. They smell good, too. I can't wait to see Santa's face when he sees these.
Toyboy's fast asleep now, but I'm sure he'll wake up just as soon as we turn off the toy machine for the night. Helper number one, it's time to shut down for the night. Tomorrow's going to be a big day.
Okay, just wait here.
He says they'll do it right away. Good night, everyone. Thank you for another day of hard work. Oh, Santa Claus is happy, happy. I can hardly wait.
My, Santa sure likes his cookies and milk. And that's what makes his trip on Christmas Eve so much fun, with all the different kinds of cookies he gets to taste all around the world. So don't you forget him, okay?
Happy, happy, happy. Santa Claus is happy. It's almost Christmas Day. Oh, for goodness sake, what a nice surprise. Hold on to it now. All right, thank you. My, that must be a heavy tray. Oh, a tall glass of milk and a cookie, my very favorite. What a surprise. What a wonderful surprise. Thank you, Mrs. Santa. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Santa, I'm glad you like them, and I'm glad you're so happy.
Well, of course I'm happy because all the things are going well now with all of the helpers and with Toyboy and with Near Dear and with everybody around here.
Are the elves okay? Are
Oh,
they
yes,
stopped?
yes, they're fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody.
Say goodnight, Santa.
Good night, Santa.
Oh, I meant to say goodnight to all the boys and girls.
All right, Mrs. Santa. Good night, boys and girls. Be good now and remember the true meaning of Christmas. Good night, good night, good night.